You're you're back
There we
gang
go.
back.
Let me mute my damn phone here. This thing stay jumping. All right. Wait for a few people to get on here.
What's going on, Tyree? We
Yes, sir.
back. We back.
Games live by the four-man rush. I'm your man, Kevin Avery, on me with me tonight. We got Big Smooth repping down in the ATL. And of course, we got the scholar, JD, repping it up. HBCU. Shout out to Arizona, faced the number one NFC seed, Arizona Cardinals at their place, 8-1. And we went out there and we act like we was 8-1. We handled business today. We won them handily by the score of 30. To know why we really smiling here. The return of Cam Newton. He definitely brought an energy to this team. And as I'm reading these Twitter reports by the players while we're going live right now, everybody said the energy today was just so. We're gonna call that the Cam factor. Um, just overall solid play on great play on all three phases of the game: offense, defense, and special teams. It was just fun being a Panthers fan watching for 3 hours today. Um, let's start out with you, JD. Um, tell me your thoughts on the game today, man. Tell me how you feel.
Yeah, man. This game was wild because this team offensively, defensively did not look the same to me. This looked like a brand new, rejuvenated team to me. So I think with the offense being able to sustain drives, allowed Shaq Thompson and those guys to get after it. Even had some guys step up early on in the game. Bravion Roy stepped up big time in the middle of that defense. So that was good to see. Terrence Marshall out there, Robbie Anderson breaking the slump, catching a touchdown pass early on from our very own Ace Boogie. So you can tell the addition of a dog, an alpha to the team, just did something to the sideline and just did something to the feel of the game. Even though he wasn't the starter, you can just tell that him rallying the guys on the sideline was just great to see as well. If you were on Twitter during the game, you kind of saw him pull everybody to the side, have everybody huddle up. That's something this team sorely missed, and you need that for a young team. So I think that this bodes well for our future. And it was fun to watch Carolina Panther football again. You see, I'm wearing the colors again. They had me out here in the brown shirt. If you played 2K, you know what I'm talking about. I was a brown shirt watching the games, bro. I was in a white tee, plain white tee, bro. It was bad, but now we back wearing the colors, bro. So it's gonna be a fun time coming down the stretch into these big pivotal games for us, man.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, you hit it right on the spot. About the energy, but like I said, by Jay Z, Big Smooth. Talk to him. Tell him what you know.
I mean, I'm a lot like JD, man. I'm wearing the colors again. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I never looked at myself as a Cam stan. When you look at the grand scheme of things, I probably am a Cam stan because I don't think we're gonna ever see a player that's polarizing for this franchise, at least for a long time. Like Christian McCaffrey's been wearing it, being the franchise player, but it's not the same exact feeling as you get when number one steps on the field. And I didn't expect him to perform like he did today, but clearly it was needed. I pointed out a little stat. I don't know if anybody want to go research it, but if you look at all of last season and all of this season, when we were up 31-3, that was probably the biggest deficit that we've ever been on the better half of since Matt Rule has been the head coach of the Carolina Panthers. We've never been, dominating a football game to this level. I think our best win might have been Detroit last year. We beat them 20-0. But to be up 31-3, like that, just to be dominating for 4 quarters of football in the trenches with our skill positions, it was just something crazy to see. And when JD mentioned, Cam pulling all the guys together on the sideline, I almost got tears, bro. Because if you played this game, you understood what that moment meant. 4 days in the locker room, on the sideline, you brought this whole team together and motivated guys to go out and keep playing hard. We just haven't had that, bro. It almost brought tears to my eyes, not in a sad way, or I was just overwhelmed with joy. I haven't had that in such a long time. You was proud to be a Carolina Panthers fan today. Proud to be one. Like there's no other way to describe the feeling today. I know we only 5-5, but like Kev said, I feel like I'm 9-1, bro. Like I just feel like we can do whatever it takes to get to January and play meaningful football with number one back on the sideline. But I don't want to put all the shine on him. I think this was a well-coached game. We've always complained about some of the in-game coaching situations. I think a lot of that got fixed today. I think Phil Snow called a hell of a game. I know they didn't have their starting quarterback. I know they didn't have their number one receiver, but they still had weapons out there, bro. And we still answered the bell. Like I was kind of like I was like, damn, but we was dominating them. But man, listen, I don't have too many complex words to say. I just think we dominated a football game, and it's been the first time that we did such in about 3 years, man. So I'm enamored right now.
Seeing how the team just fed off that energy, man. Like to go on the road against the number one current NFC seed, 8-1 at their place. Nobody had picked us, even with their backup quarterback in. From what I was seeing before the game, to go in there and just completely just set the tone, let them know who Daddy is today. You know, that's exactly what we did. So anytime you say Daddy when you're in Arizona, it sounds like Carolina. Cause we let them know who Daddy was today. You know what I'm saying? So, um, I mean, just from what I'm watching to looking at these stats, fellas, I mean, it's just, man, it's just a joy to watch, man. I mean, Big Smooth, you just talking about Phil Snow, man. I mean, look at these defensive stats: 169 total yards, 65 rushing, 104 passing. Starting to get the turnovers now, fumble and interception. 4 sacks by 4 different guys. We bringing pressure from all levels. Your boy, Dante Jackson, you know what I'm saying? 21-yard interception. 4 tackles for losses. That means we getting off the line. You know what I'm saying? We getting in that backfield, man. I mean, just setting the tone. Cause like you said, even with Kyler Murray out and DJ Hopkins, man, they still have plenty of talent on the other side. Let's not act like we played against their third string or anything out there today. But NFL, it's all about next man up. Nobody wanted to give us excuses when we were missing our players, so I don't want to hear it. And if you look back, this is the 6th time we played Arizona. This is the 6th time we've beat them by at least 10 points or more. And if you look at the 2 other times we played against Kyler Murray since he's been in the league, he didn't have good games against us as well. So whether he played or not, we pretty much always had his number. And can we give a shout out to our kicker, man? Boy, does it feel good to feel when a kicker goes out there? Man, let me go to pull up these stats, man. Gonzalez, 4 for 4 on field goals, 2 for 2 on extra points. The punter, Edwards, I only know his first name. He was averaging 51 yards on 3 punts. He ain't punt to the second half. Our first punt was in the third quarter. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that, man. It's just, man, it just was a joy to watch, man. It's just like, finally. And like I said, with the Saints losing, with the Falcons losing, with the Bucks losing, fella, we in control of our destiny. We ain't played the Bucks yet with them. We got a chance to bring the broom to both the Saints and the Falcons. Fellas, I'm greedy. I'm greedy. I want 6-0 in the division.
We're the
And
only team that's undefeated in the division right now. The only team.
So for all that we've been through, I want 6-0. I want a clean sweep of the whole division. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's within our reach. And if we can have this type of energy and effort today to be built upon, hey, even though we still got a rough stretch, I'm not taking anything away from the opponents that we play. But if we play with our energy, do away with the turnovers, fellas, we Smooth. You were saying Rule need to get you at least 9. The way that we played today, I can see that as a very attainable goal now.
I agree 100%, man. 100%. Especially with the way the rest of the division went today. Everybody lost but us. And the fact that we're the only undefeated team in the division, like you said, we control our destiny, man. And just having number one, I don't need him to be 2015 Cam. I just need him to be Cam. I just need his presence. Pause. You got to have that in the locker room. It's clear that that's what we've been missing. We've been missing that locker room presence from some type of leader on our team, man. It's just like I said, I'm enamored, man. And then what is it with Joe Brady? It's like you get number one back and you calling a good football game. Like my boy only been here for 4 days. How you able to design plays to call a good football game finally? Like Joe Brady was outstanding today.
Hey, he had a quarterback that he had to water down the playbook today, man. You know, that's like getting watered down. Look at the club, bro. Like, nah, it wasn't no water in it today. That was, that was straight vodka out there today, bro. JD, you may not know nothing about that. You know, that's a looker. Just to let you know.
That's wild. All right.
Let's take a look. I'm looking at these comments, man, and I know my fans are disappointed in me because I wanted to save the best part for last. But goddamn, this offensive line dominated again. This offensive line dominated again for 4 quarters straight. And guess who was leading that pack? Mr. Michael Jordan, number 73, was out there punching people in the mouth all game long. It was hard. It was hard to focus on that with number one out there. But listen, 73 set the tone again. For what, the 4th straight week he's been playing like this? I think he might be a staple, fellas. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I'm a big fan of Michael Jordan, man. He was out there pancaking guys again. All the big runs was pretty much off his backside again. We got him off the practice squad. Do y'all realize that? We came out first day of free agency, signed Cam Irvin and Pat Effling. You got to go off the practice squad that's outperforming everybody. There's no reason to be. That should tell you right there we got a lot to build off of.
Well, outperforming our franchise right tackle that we paid. Yo, but since we are talking about offense, let's look a little bit more on the offensive side. All I'm looking at is balance. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at, first of all, let's talk about this time of possession, 38 minutes and 42 seconds exactly. But that's 166 rushing, which is what we need. I know 175 passing ain't sexy at all, but it was efficient. You know what I'm saying? We was almost 50% on third down, 7 for 15. Now, the 9 penalties for 115, definitely an area we got to clean up. Most of that came between Dennis Daly with his 3 penalties, 2 holdings and a false start. That's 25 yards right there. And then the big 35-yard pass interference penalty on Dante Jackson. So between Daly and Jackson, 2 players, that's 60 of your penalty yards right there. But at the end, that could be considered nitpicking, considering the way that we won. But just moving forward, that's something that we definitely want to clean up. JD, what did you think about the offensive balance today? Like I said, 166 rushing and 175 passing.
I thought the balance was pretty great. personally. If you look at the time possession, that means we were able to run the ball, extend drives. So as we needed to pass the ball, we were able to. As we needed to run the ball, we definitely were able to. So I think that's kudos to the O-line. No sacks today. I'll have to look back at the pressures or if there were pressures. But those guys are starting to gel. I think Joe Brady has now that he has that weight lifted off his shoulders that was wearing number 14 for us. I think he's able to get a little bit more exotic in what he's doing. So PJ, let me salute PJ real quick for standing in pressure and his with his 5'11" self, standing in the face of pressure and delivering strikes, bro. That was just great football. And everything ain't gonna be pretty. You're not always gonna have a clean pocket to throw from, but you got to make those throws. So, a couple of those throws extended our drive. So that was astounding to see. So, passing game and running game clicking on all cylinders this game. Probably the most complete offensive game I've seen since we were in the playoffs or made that playoff run in 2017.
Yeah, and as far as that goes, Smooth, just to let you know, let's see, it was a total of from the Panther pass plays here. We had 29 and from PJ and 4 from Cam, so that's what 33. So out of 33 passes today, the Cardinals had 0 sacks, 3 quarterback hits, and only 5 QB hurries. So that's what 8 total pressures. So only on 25% of passing plays. Bruh, from what I tell, I don't know if they had any key defense start. I know Chandler Jones played today. He's nothing to sneeze at. He's been playing at a high level for several years. I know they had Buda Baker, Isaiah Simmons, which a lot of Panther fans had wanted instead of Derek Brown and all this other stuff. But for the most part, them boys were kept on hush mode for pretty much most of the game. I mean, they had plays here and there, but as far as making big, impactful plays, the offensive line wasn't trying to hear that today.
Kudos to the O-line, man. They deserve a game ball. Got to give one to Cam, though. Just coming back and giving us that energy we ain't had. But, I mean, like I said, bro, sky's the limit. Everybody in our division lost today except for us. So we got that much closer to having the opportunity to play in January. And that's really what it's all about to me. I want to play meaningful football. There was a time when we were like 3-3, and I felt like we weren't capable of playing meaningful football. Just the way that the team looked when they came out every Sunday, just gave you a lot left to be desired. Today, I felt like we finally got the full potential. If you go back to the preseason and you talk about how great this offense can be, how good this defense can be, it took several weeks, but we in the middle of November and you finally seen what this team could be, and we still didn't really strike on all cylinders. DJ didn't have a humongous game. Robbie didn't have a humongous game, but we were able to control the game. And I think that's what the identity of our team is. It's not so much of being an explosive offense and playing great defense. We thrive off of controlling the football game. Time of possession. When we do that, we tend to win. And we win the turnover battle. So we keep doing that, man. Like I said, I'm not worried about the schedule. I feel like we can beat the Bucks 2 times this year, especially the way they looked against Ron today. Did y'all see that? I think we can beat the Bucks twice. I think we definitely can sweep the Saints and sweep the Falcons. It's no reason why we can't control our own destiny, like Kevin said, and let's just take the division, man. Let's go back to being division champs, man. Like Cam got a reputation of saving jobs. He might have saved Matt Rule's job today. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I got one more statement to make. It's gonna ruffle some feathers. But listen, if you played this game before, even at the Pop Warner level, if you played this game and enjoyed it and loved playing this game, there's absolutely no reason you can have a negative thing to say about what Cam Newton brings to this football team, what he brings to the sport, period. You don't have to love him, but listen, if you love the game of football, there's nothing bad you can say about what he brings to this sport. I'm tired of hearing the negative shit. I'm sick of it. I don't like Pull your F-150 out, put your center lift kit, and get the fuck out my face. There's nothing to talk about. When it comes to what he brings to this game, there's no reason why you shouldn't love Cam Newton. If you're a Panther fan, if you played this game before, you understand exactly what he brings to this game. When I see him pulling those guys on the sideline, the whole team on the sideline surrounded around, I told you I wanted to cry. It was a relief. It was like me releasing pain. This shit has been hard to watch. I felt like my savior done came today. I feel like the way this thing came, the way this thing happened, I feel like God was involved in all of this. Like this the way this shit unfolded. There's no other way to make this story more perfect. I'm sorry for dominating the mic tonight, but listen, I'm tired of hearing people talk negative about this man. I don't care if he can't run a 4.4. I don't care if he don't have a 70% completion percentage. Bro, what he brings to the game, he love the game of football. If you love the game, you can relate to everything that he's talking about. And I'm tired of people talking shit about him. If you talking shit about Cam, you can't fuck with me. I'm good.
And with that note, the doors of the church are wide open. Pastor Big Smooth has preached to the choir on that one. Ain't no need to even follow that up. Definitely. But wow. So we talked about Bears a little bit. Let's talk about a little bit with the offense here. Like I said, I think it was just everybody involved. How the fact that we scored 34 points and Christian McCaffrey only had 23 touches. He had 13 carries, and he had 10 times with 10 receptions. I don't know about you guys. I could live with that type of workload for Christian McCaffrey. 23 touches. Y'all okay with that?
I rode with it. I think he just got to get acclimated. I seen him on the sideline rolling his hamstring on the football, so he's clearly not 100 yet. But we got what we've been asking for. You seen Amir Abdullah involved heavily in the offense. You seen Chuba Hubbard involved heavily in the offense. What else can you ask for? CMC is CMC. So I think the way they handled the workload today is perfect. We just got to keep that same type of production going forward.
Yeah, and JD, you can speak on this too if you want. But Smooth, I don't know if you was paying attention to it. I'm sure you was, because you're a trench guy like me. Man, how did you like about them halfback dives up the A gap where they did a trap block on the defensive tackle, and McCaffrey was just gutting right up the A gap. It wasn't nothing bounced to the outside. Like, I saw us run that play at least 4 times and get over 6-7 yards each time we ran it. I mean, Pat Elflein at center earned every negative thing about his performance so far, but hey, I gotta get credit where credit is due. He played a very solid game at center. Obviously, you have to go back and watch, to fine tune it. I definitely can't wait to see what your grades will be. But as a Carolina Panther, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he probably played his best overall game as far as run and pass blocking today, because him, uh, Trent Scott, and Michael Jordan, I felt like they controlled that interior. I felt anytime we wanted to get rushing yards on either side of the A gap, we was able to do that, and I saw them getting to the second level as well.
Well, if y'all was watching the game from the TV, you heard the commentator make a comment where, when you talk about timing, you think about quarterbacks and receivers. Like, everything's got to be off timing. But it works the same way in the trenches. Like, those type of runs, those trap blocks to the 1 and 2 gap, it's got to be the right timing. And also, you got to have exceptional guard play. And we've had that for the last month. So I expect those plays to work for the remainder of the season, just because of the way Michael Jordan, like I said, Trent Scott been coming out and playing. They're dominating in the trenches. They're making the tackle play easier. They're making Taylor Moton's job a lot easier because they're getting so much push off the rip. They're gaining so much ground off the rip. Like, we beg for this. When can we have a carry with CMC where he not dodging somebody in the background? He was getting 2 to 4 yards carry before getting touched today. So that's all guard play, man. Especially those dives, those 1 to 2 hole dives. It's all guard play to me. We can give L Flame some credit. I'm gonna go back and watch the film. If that's the spot for him where he can excel, fine, I'll take it. But I still think the dominance of this run game came down to guard play as usual. That's if you notice since them two been inserted, Trent Scott, Michael Jordan, the run game has been better. It's just that simple. Those two guys are dominating in the trenches, and that's why we're having success.
Yeah, once again, spot on analysis, man. I mean, it was like I said, as someone that's played both guard spots and center myself, it was like I was having flashback. It was just like, center and guard blocking one way. Here come the other guard coming around. Boom, quick hitter right up the gut, man. For me, it was definitely fun. Definitely fun watching it, especially since it was said that CMC can't run between the tackles effectively, but hey. JD, let's talk a little bit about this defense, man. In particular, the secondary. I don't know about you guys. There's not a wide receiving core that I feel like when our secondary is healthy and playing that we can't just lock up with. I mean, I've never felt this comfortable playing cover one man than I have now. I mean, I know I'm just learning about coverages and to the extent and detail that you guys have been knowing it, but I saw a lot of that today. I saw some zone mixed in as well, but it was several times, especially when they went 4 and 5 wide. We had a deep safety. We had 10 people within 3 or 4 yards of the line of scrimmage, pretty much man on man, and it was effective. I like seeing that. What about you? How tell me how you felt about the secondary and the way they played the corners and the safeties today?
Um, I I would say this: if you told me before the season started, or even last season before we drafted J.C. Horn, before all that, that we would be facing a wide receiver group with A.J. Green, Christian Kirk, Rondale Moore, and playing them man up and strapping up, I would have told you lying. Ain't no way. Because our defense has always been heavy cover three, heavy zone. We're gonna give you a little bit of cushion, and if you beat our guy on the boundary in the deep zone, then it's gonna be a big play. Um, our guys not coming up and tackling, guys not sticking guys when in the flats in the run game. Bruh, this secondary has been revamped in like less than the offseason, in less than a season. So I'm ready to go to blows with the best wide receiver. You can give me the all-star team, bruh. We got Stephon. Give me the all-star team. Give me all the AFC wide receivers, and we just gonna clamp up. That's so satisfying to see because now our one is better than your one, so we don't need to use two to cover your one. Now we're winning. Now we can stack the box. Simple as that. When we were at our very best before JC Horn went down, it was us manning up, pressing, stacking the box. And that helped our run game. And if we look at the run stats, we held them under 70 yards, 65 yards, right at the total for the game. And that was my one concern for this defense was run defense. Because at that point we were giving up the opponents had their best game running the ball against us, even if they were average running offenses. So I think seeing how Stephon Gilmore, even CJ Henderson stepping up, sticking guys in the backfield or sticking guys in the flat, Dante Jackson sticking guys, getting an interception. I think the sky's the limit for this secondary group, and there's no reason to fear any wide receiver group in the NFL. We just gonna lock up. That's all we're gonna do.
Hey, Smooth, you the biggest Dante Jackson fan out of all of us. I know that that penalty. Let me ask you this: I know they call pass interference. The way I looked at it, I don't know, maybe because he didn't turn his head around. Was that a legit call in your opinion? Because I felt like he didn't really impede. I guess when he just jumped up at the last second. I mean, what did you think about that call against Dante?
I think it's a bang bang play that can go either way. And if you asking as like from a coaching perspective, I don't want him to play that any differently. Like that, it's just that simple. Play it the same way every time, Dante, and I'll be happy with you. And like I said, Dante's not always going to be the best cover corner in the league, but this year he's shown you that he can cover, and he's also shown you that there's one skill that he's not going to ever lose. I think he can play this. I think with the way he had, like with his speed, he can probably play this game till he's 40 years old. His biggest attribute that he brings to this team is his ability to go get the football for the offense. It's just like he has a knack for it. So as far as that call, man, I just think you play that the same way every time, Dante. You might want to turn your head a little bit faster, but I can't. As like if I was a coach, I can't ask him to play that any differently. It's all, playing defensive back is a very tough task in this NFL today. I think DB should probably be the highest paid just off the way that the rules are built now. Like it's not built for the DB to win. So the fact that you can cover like that, it's going to be a bang bang play. You're not going to get that call every time. It is what it is. Play it the same way every time, bro. That's all we can ask for. Hope that the referees is on our side. That's all I can ask for.
And I know on another play he made, this made me think about something that you pointed out in his rookie year. I think it was a play where they had 3 wide receivers to the left. We only had 2, and Dante Jackson kind of dropped back. And I think he baited the quarterback, and he hummed in and got to the ball. I think it was on a 3rd down play. Not sure if you guys remember which one I'm talking about. Like he was playing real far off, and then the quarterback thought the guy was wide open. Before you know, there was Dante Jackson humming, and and got right there. Like I was like, yeah, that's that stuff Smooth was telling us about Dante way back in 2018. His ability to bait wide receivers because he trusts his speed and his quickness to get there. That particular play, because I was sitting there like, man, why he's so far back? They got 3 just on that particular play. It was just something. I was like, yeah, he baited the quarterback. Quarterback thought that was an easy completion. Nah, not with Dante.
That man just explosive, bro. You can talk about speed and quickness all you want, but he's very, very explosive, and his closing speed is elite. His top 5. So you just, as a Panther fan, you just hope that he's going to put it all together and become one of the best corners in the league. Because if you do something like that, you're looking at Dante Jackson, Stephon Gilmore, J.C. Horn. I don't know how y'all feel about CJ lately, but I don't know how y'all feeling about him. But what I do notice is that, you traded for this guy. He's a first-round pick. But I think Keith Taylor's been winning those reps. I'll let you discuss that part, JD. But I think Keith Taylor's been on the field a lot more than CJ. And it's not, you can't keep talking about learning the playbook when number 1 came in today. He might have only knew 5 or 10 plays, but he was a factor. So, and you just got Gilmore out of nowhere. He's coming in and playing at a high level. So I think what's happening in practice is that Keith Taylor is winning those reps over CJ Henderson. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it, but I like everything about Keith Taylor so far. Everything about him. He's reminding me of a young Norman. Like just a guy that, he liked to gamble a little bit. But honestly, fundamentally, he looks pretty sound to me. Every time I see the ball thrown his way, he's never too much out of position. He's always in position to make a play on the football. So I think he's winning those reps in practice. Y'all tell me what y'all think.
Yeah, I definitely think he is because, CJ Henderson, been, battling, some, recovering from his injuries or whatever. But you're absolutely spot on about Keith Taylor here. But let me say what I will say about CJ Henderson. I saw him make a couple of stops today too. Keely stops. I mean, wasn't out of position, played the ball perfectly, got there on time. I like Rue said, I think he's more in the long term. We had the luxury where we're not forced to make him, be our number 1 or heck, even our number 2 guy. But you're definitely right about Keith Taylor Jr. though. I mean, he's definitely winning the reps because he's on the field. The best ability is availability, and it shows. 5th round pick out of Washington, rookie, and you're right. He does give off the type of vibe, man. Because Josh as a rookie he was a stud player. He just didn't have that discipline. Kind of like the freelance. Phil Snow and the what's the DB coach name? Our DB coach. I can't think his name right now, but
Evan Turner.
yeah,
Leave.
yeah. So
Evan Cooper. I'm sorry.
that's it, Cooper. Yeah. But so for me, praises to Keith Taylor, but I don't think I'm cool with CJ coming along the way he is. I think that by him being active today, he's healthy. So again, that's just another clip in the chamber. But definitely, Keith Taylor to me is clearly showing that he's up and coming. He's not waiting a year 3 to show what he's got. He's showing it off rip.
I think if I had to pick who I'm most impressed with out the young DBs, it's definitely Keith Taylor. Obviously on film, very technically sound as well. Never too much out of position. The one thing I would say about his game that I wish we could see more of or a little bit more development was the ball skills. But even still, he's locating the ball fine, playing receivers' hands fine. So using the sideline, excellent. So all that stuff, like I said before, I'll say it time and time again, there's 3 things I need from a corner. Either be an absolute dog, be a technician, or be a ball hawk. I need one of those 3. If you give me one of those 3, we're going to develop you and make sure you turn into a solid pro. So I think, honestly, Keith Taylor is almost ready to start. I think by next season, whoever's slacking in that quarterback group, he's coming for one of those boundary spots, straight up. I think he's ready for it. And as he gets more reps, we'll start to see the ball skills come, and the game will slow down for him. So, bright future. I've never seen a cornerback room this deep, as far as us. And for CJ, I think, like I say, for some of the other corners, a position change might be coming. Simply because if we keep Stephon Gilmore, if we keep Dante, if we keep J.C. Horns returning from injury, you're going to have to get on the field somehow. So either you're going to have to scoot inside or you're going to play some like a hybrid nickel safety type deal. Somebody's going to have to – he's got to find a role because the boundary group is going to be like too deep at each boundary spot. So it's going to be interesting to see if A.J. Bouye comes back. I think him and CJ is in that same role to where they have to find some way to get on the field. But the talent is obviously there. So if one of the boundary guys goes out, I'm pretty confident that we can get at least replacement level or solid average replacement as far as a boundary corner. And that's something we've never had at the cornerback spot. Because if Josh Norman goes down, but Roy Barickery is out there getting torched for 500 yards. So it's something we've never had. We've never been able to experience as a Carolina Panthers fan. Future's bright.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. One thing about this cornerback room, I know you're saying find a place, and let me knock on wood when I say this, that we can bring in someone and not miss a beat. We couldn't say that before. So that's one thing. Answer your question, A.J. Bouye is on he signed a 2-year contract with us, so he'll be around next year. Far as the status go, Dante Jackson, his 4th year is coming up. Stephen Gilmore year is up. C.J. Henderson is on his rookie contract. Keith Taylor Jr. is on his rookie contract. We got the luxury, and I know fans are, be thinking the way that the salary cap is set up. Even though we got $45 million from the TV contracts, hits our salary cap in 2023. So if he can finagle it to where players take a little bit less money year 1, but get it in years 2, 3, and 4, or whatever extension they sign, that would be one of the ways that we can retain all these players. If they really, really want to buy in. And you know what? I mean, I know it's a business, but with the excitement and energy that Cam brought back, I think players would take a little less to catch something special with Cam and and do this thing in Carolina. I know that may sound like a little bit of a homer talking with me, but yeah, man, if we can, get this momentum moving and going, I think players will be willing to take a little less to be a part of something special here.
Well, before we sign off, let me put it's a guy that's in the audience right now. He don't come and watch us too often. He's a hater. But I want to put him on his pamper real quick. If y'all look at that comment from Michael Bolton, very popular in the mainland, he's being very pessimistic, saying, "Oh, we can't afford to pay Gilmore and Dante." Somebody, hey, bro, Gilmore already told us he's taking the hometown discount. So shut the fuck up, bro. We might be able to get all of them. Stop being the pessimist on this platform, bro. We don't want that. Like, we have an opportunity to come back next season with Dante and Gilmore. So for the rest of my Panther fans, don't let that leave your sight. We have the ability to get both of them next year. And as far as free agency go, we can't really get too much better unless you're talking about signing an offensive lineman. But maybe y'all haven't looked at the way free agency is looking for offensive linemen next year. I'm not too impressed. I think the way we're going to address that unit is with the draft. So, and I know we don't have a lot of picks. I think we're going to be doing a lot of trading back, or we're going to have to try to get a 7th round pick for Elflane, Irvin, and Darnold. You know what I'm saying? So I think the way you're going to address the trenches next year is going to be within the draft. I don't think free agency is going to be dedicated to that. So go ahead and spend that money to lock up this secondary. Go ahead and lock it up. However you got to make it happen, lock it up. I like that. I like the idea of having 5 number 1 corners. And y'all know I'm a trench guy. I'm open. I'm telling y'all, I don't mind having 5 number 1 corners because the way I see the way this defense is able to be flexible and move the way they want to, it's a good thing to have, especially in the passing league.
I think we got to be 100% honest with how our defense is structured. The success of this defense is the cornerback group. It's based on the cornerback group. Because as great as Hassan Reddick is, and as great as Brian Burns is at rushing the passer, if your receivers are open in less than 3 seconds, it's already a wrap. The good quarterbacks are going to beat you. So, as far as our success on defense, playing man coverage, stacking the box is all predicated on being able to ISO against their best receivers and X them out with your best guy. So, I think to keep this defense at the level it is, you got to retain all of them. Dante, Gilmore, and then let the best play get on the field. Somebody go down, we got a starter level guy ready to come in. So you think this defense is ignorant now? Wait until JC Horn get on this field with Stephon Gilmore, bro. Wait until Dante Jackson can get at the nickel and fly around. Just wait. You ain't seen that yet. This is gonna get real ignorant.
You got 3 of these guys on rookie deals. 3 of these corners that we love on rookie deals. This offseason, you talking about re-signing Dante Jackson, Stephon Gilmore. One of them already talked about a hometown discount. I don't see why this is unrealistic. I'm not looking just at the negative of the comment. Like, I know we got young guns that seem to be developing nicely, but you just said we can't afford to keep Horn, Jackson, and Gilmore. I don't see how we can't if one of them are on the rookie deal and the other one's talking about taking the hometown discount. Kevin, you the capologist for 4-Man Rush. Is it really unrealistic for us to bring back all 3 of those guys? They didn't have the help. Like, I don't know, man. That's why I don't come in mainland like that. And that's not what this is for. We celebrating the Panther win. We celebrating. We get Washington next week with a healthy football team going into that game because I don't think we had that many injuries today. I seen CMC going to the 10 a couple times, but I think he's just nursing that hamstring. But overall, man, we taking the healthy football team in the next week. I think we can get a run going, to be honest with you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and like you said, with my study and knowledge of the cap, we're currently sitting where we stand right now at $45 million. Right now, our dead cap heading into next year is only $7.7 million. So cap-wise, we're looking good. Like I said, whoever we decide we want to, not bring back or bring back, or however, the key players that we mentioned, Hassan Reddick, like I say, the way Samir Suleiman structures these contracts, the way to do it is that these players get a little bit less than market value their first year, but we make it up with bonus money in the first year, and then their base salary in years 2, 3, or whatever term they end up signing, whether they do another 3-year, 4-year, 5-year, or however you do it. So it's ways to do it. We done sat back for years and watched teams like the Saints manipulate the salary cap and the Los Angeles Rams manipulate the salary cap. They manipulated the salary cap and got Von Miller and who else they just Odell Beckham Jr. So don't sit up here and tell me that we can't figure out a way to manipulate and do things to the cap to make this all work. The key is, having a front office that's capable and the players believing in what we got going on here. And like I said, we can get on this run and be that team that nobody want to play, as we head into the late December and January. I can see that happening, but all that talk is not until February and March. I'm looking forward to next week here. Supposed to be the 4-man rush game. I know Will's will be flying in from Miami for the week. He got family up here. Big Smooth, what about you, man? You think you better make the...
Nah, I told you I got Pops coming into town. So I'm going to be chilling, man. But I'm definitely going to be somewhere nice and exotic to watch this game next Sunday. I'm going to be real excited to watch it.
Yo, tell Pops to fly into Charlotte, then y'all can go to Atlanta, man. That way you can do both, bro.
I'm going to be around some women regardless, you hear me? So it is what it is, man. I'm not too bent out of shape about it. I had an opportunity to go to the Giants game. And like I said, I was so down and out about the way this football team was. I sold my ticket. Right. I guarantee if number one was there, I probably would have been at home in Jersey going to that football game. But that's how much of a difference he makes. So it is what it is, man. But I'm not. I'm gonna be proud of y'all. I'm gonna film y'all. Hopefully, everybody get together and stuff like that. But we all gonna enjoy this W next week. Like I said, it's run time. It's run time. This is the opportunity to see what Matt Rule really is. And Cam Newton probably saved this nigga job. I hate to use that language, but it is what it is. He probably saved that man job. So you know what? Take advantage of the opportunity. Go on the run. Let's finish out November strong and probably get on a strong run for December.
Right. All right, so this last part of the show that we always do, this is where we address the comments of our fans here. Definitely been a lot said in the chat.
I ain't addressing some people's comments, bro. We can keep it. We can, keep it going.
All right. But let's just take it here. Let me do a personal shout out. My baby. Because she said we helped out her Packers. We helped out her Packers team today by beating the Cardinals. So now Green Bay is now the number 1 seed. So she was thrilled about that. She called me up eating a seafood bowl before we started this, to let me know she appreciated our win. So, that's my baby, y'all, just to let you know. Let's see. People hate on Cam, but he is for his teammates. I agree. Smooth, you talked about that, about the negative energy towards Cam. JD, I know you said a lot on Twitter about the same. Last night, with some friends at a go-kart, some guys they brought back that damn Cam Newton. Somebody in the F-150 Oakley Sunglasses Club, I leave it at that. But, it is what it is. But
you know what, Kev? I think I want to speak for the entire 4-man rush. I don't care how the man plays. We're not taking any Cam Newton slander. I don't know what it is, but the 9 guys that we have in this family, we understand what he means to this franchise, win or lose. So there's not going to be any Cam Newton slander. We're not going to tolerate it. If you want to go ahead and bash him, do it on somebody else's platform. You should have saw clear as day what he brings to this football team. It shouldn't be a debate. So we're not going to tolerate that shit. It is what it is.
Definitely. Our boy Monty getting some love here from Anthony Medea. He said, give Monty Fetty his flowers. JD Smooth, y'all be going back and forth at Money in the chat, be some of the funniest stuff. So However, y'all want to get that man his flowers, let him know that one of the fans got some flowers for him, and we'll leave it at that.
Ask his fan if they like his lemon pepper steppers he be wearing, man. Dude, his shoe game is trash. Other than that, Monty a good dude, bro. He's definitely my brother, man. I love Monty, but his shoe game is trash. Lemon pepper stepper. That's what we call him in the chat, Mr. Lemon Pepper Stepper.
Here we go. Something positive about Cam. Cam, but seriously, that was a team win. You could tell Cam's energy lifted this team. He doesn't have to be the 2015 Cam in order for us to be successful. Katie Russell, thank you for saying that. You know, give me 2018 pre-Pittsburgh Cam, and I won't say a word. His maturity and having that dog in him, JD, that dog that you always talking about. Yes, sir. That's definitely it right there.
If it's one thing that you can't fake, it's dog. It's being an alpha. You can't fake that.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. Let's see. This is spot on. Adrian Fox, she said this was a totally different team. Clearly. Not just on the field, on the sidelines. Like, I don't know how much, you guys were looking at the side. I know it was some video clip, but man, that sideline, I ain't seen be that active in a long time.
Man, hey Kevin, that special teams unit was excited to go out on the field, bro. They was dancing out. Yo, we haven't seen this in 3-4 years. It's been a long time, Kev. I ain't mean to cut you, but that's definitely a comment worth mentioning. Like, this team hasn't been this excited to play football in a long time, bro.
Yep. Now, I like this next comment here because I think it is. Shout out to PJ, though. Dude was slinging it. He showed a good command, and I didn't expect that from him. Yeah, I mean, 22 for 29. Yeah, I know it was just a buck 79, but outside of that one interception, which was a bang play, corner blitz, he was trying to throw it to the Terrence Marshall. Defender just jumped and made a hell of a play. I hate turnovers, but I can live because that was the right read to throw to. Things happen, but definitely PJ Walker. I think he handled his business and had a good showing. What you say, JD, about PJ Walker?
For the most part, I'll have to go back and grade him like I've been doing. I'm gonna give grades for PJ and Cam. Cam is gonna have a little bit of an asterisk because of his snap count being so low, but those will still drop. I think I would say this. I was pleased with PJ in sustaining drives because by the time we got in the red zone, or if he got us into a third and short goal to go situation, that's when Cam came in and finished the drive for us. So I think that's something that needs to be applauded. The interception, I'll go back and watch. It was a blitz. It was bang. It looked like the defender almost, or got a touch of his arm or something, and kind of through the trajectory of his release off. So, it happens in football. He's a gunslinger. So no matter how much you try to rein those kind of guys in, sometimes interceptions are just going to be something you have to deal with. But I think PJ showed a good command of the ball, and also once again applauding PJ for standing in the face of pressure and throwing balls like a man. So pause. Throwing passes like a man, throwing like a grown man, standing under pressure. You're gonna get hit, and he only like 5'11", so he feel all that. Pause. Let me get off the mic. But yeah, salute to PJ, bro. Salute to PJ.
Smooth, look like, man, you're not the only one that's watching the trenches. This is from Freddie Figueroa. Going along with what you said, Michael Jordan is a dog here. And then his other comment after that, he had so many pancakes today, run blocking in the pass pro. Again,
I just want credit for pointing it out, Kev. Like, I pointed it out the minute he was inserted. And it was a thing where a lot of people couldn't see it because if y'all remember that first game he was inserted, he didn't pick up on a couple of blitz pickups and he gave up a couple of sacks. People automatically crowned him as trash. But I don't look at just sacks given up. I watch every single rep of every single offensive lineman. And it was so many positive takeaways for me to get from his reps just in that one game where, he gave up a couple of sacks. I was like, yo, it's something special about him. And I made that shit known on Twitter. And then what do you see? Week after week after week, you see the same guy getting better and better every week. I trust my film odds at this point. I might be a little bit cocky, but I haven't missed. When I talk about an offensive lineman that I really, really, really like, I don't miss, bro. And I appreciate you pointing that out, Freddie, because a lot of people don't look at the trenches and actually see it. People look at, oh, he gave up 2 sacks. Yeah, but he was also dominant in the run game. Though only half of those 2 sacks was really on him. Like a lot of stuff comes down to communication. A lot of stuff comes down to you just not being on the same page with your guys. When it comes to rep after rep after rep, you can't tell me this dude that then played 75 reps and you mad at him because he had 2 bad reps that ended up being sacks. That don't mean he had a whole bad football game. So I'm just glad he's putting it all together. He's not giving up sacks. He's getting better in pass pro every week. He been dominant as a run blocker. He been the mauler. Like this, I think he's at his ceiling with that because he dominates in that part. But I'm just appreciative of how better he's getting every single week. So I'm probably 73's biggest fan, Freddie. I'm probably his biggest fan every week. If you was in our chat, you see me talk about Michael Jordan every single week.
Oh yeah, definitely. This next comment, Corey McKinney, having Burrs back was pretty significant too. Not that he's some great strong safety, but he definitely played better at safety. I think Burrs and let's also give a shout out to Miles Hartfield too. Hartfield had a hell of a game out there today too. Matter of fact, he was the second. He was tied for leading tackler today, if I'm not mistaken. Here it says here, yeah, he was tied with Shaq Thompson for tackles today. So he had 6 tackles. So I'm playing good, solid coverage. Uh, Now, as a unit, we only had 4 passes broke up, 2 by Dante Jackson and 2 by Shaq Thompson. But again, pass deflections does not tell the whole story of pass coverage. So again, guys coming back who were coming back from injuries who were active today, both Burris and Hartsfield.
Let me pop my stuff. Miles is my guy. Much like Smooth, if it's a nickel I like, I'm gonna call it out, and he's proving me right. So salute to Miles for balling out.
All right, and I just have to say this again. There you go. All right, fellas, can y'all hear me?
Yes, no sacks today, fellas. Absolutely. If I cried about anything this year, it's just been, it gets frustrating rating the offensive lineman every single week, and you see some guys have a good week. The very next week they have a bad week. They put 2 weeks together that are good and the bad week, and it's like you can never get all 5 guys in tune with just having a good week. So I always said that if I could ask for anything from the offensive line, is to put together a complete performance. They did that one time against Atlanta. Honestly, I didn't think the offensive line played too bad against New England. But today was another good example of them putting together complete performance collectively, and that's all we can ask for. So yeah, no sacks is always a good thing.
JD, I'm gonna throw this one to you from Mike Dupree. He says, other than blocking, y'all think they'll get Marshall more involved, rookie Terrence Marshall?
I think eventually, as we start to move or rehab from having a crippled offense by having an actual play quarterback for us, I think it's possible we'll see his targets go up. I still think Shi Smith is better than him. That's how I feel. So we'll see. He's a talented guy. I think when we are able to push the ball downfield and take shots, I think that's when we'll see him start to shine. I think that's his calling card, even though he can do the short intermediate stuff as well. I just think Shi Smith is better tailored to get those targets right now.
And, around here at 4-Man Rush, we definitely keep our receipts. I remember this conversation about Corey McKinney. This was last year when we had Teddy Bridgewater. But he says, let me get my shine for a second. I know Kev remember this. I told him when we had Teddy, we bring Cam back. I'm not talking shit to Kev, just saying thank God I was right. Yeah, he definitely mentioned that. Of course, I said, nah, I don't see that happening. So if that's crow on my end, I'll take it. I would say it took more sort of player Sam Darnold to bring Cam back than Teddy. But, either way, Cam is back. We're on to Washington. So definitely, I don't mind, sharing somebody's receipts to let them know that they definitely was right. One of the 4-Man Rush favorites here, Bill Spires. I love the option play with CMC. I'm guessing Brady couldn't run that with 14 in the game. Of course. On the sideline today, like I said, the water was taken out of the playbook, and he was able to, really do some things here. I definitely have no problem with the different variances in the run game today. Yeah, that's when you have a quarterback that's capable. That's what you can do. So, we talked about this before. All in agreement with this, and imagine when we get J.C. Horn back. Like I say, clank clank, we locking it up. I know Denver back in their run. They was talking about no fly zone. Come up with something for our secondary. Best believe that. Let's see here. Just trying to find something we ain't touched on. Let's see. Kev, we back. Feels like 2015. I'm not going to say that at this point in time. Like I say, it was a good game, but it was just one game. Now, a month from now, we can have a better conversation. I'm perfectly fine with leaving 2015 in the past. It was a great time, but it's moving forward. But definitely, it definitely was a fun game to watch, like we did in 2015, because this was when we used to beat the brakes off people in 2015. So I will say that.
You know what this game feels like for me? It feels more like, even though this game was a blowout and that game came down to like the last 30 seconds, this feels like New England to me. The New England 2013, I believe. Right when we started to prove we were a primetime team. Took Tom Brady down to the wire. Newton and Ted again put the whole city of Charlotte. I feel like the energy surrounding the Panthers just changed that day. So I think that the stark contrast from before how we were viewed in the national media to after we beat them in the fourth quarter, Cam leading the fourth quarter comeback. I think the culture shift was there. Is like this from that game is like this game. The energy was just so palpable and so totally different that I think it's something that can carry over just like that game did for us.
All right, as we wrap these questions up, this is a fun one here. I didn't hear this part, so if y'all did, let me know. This is from Troy Evans. He said one of the commentators said that PJ should start against Washington. What do y'all think about that?
I just want to win football games. I don't really care who starts. To be honest with you, I just think that PJ's in an awkward situation because he's been trying to elevate his game. He's clearly been getting better. But it's hard to not put number one in the game, man. Like, it's just really hard. I'm very impressed with the way PJ performed today.
That signal strength is going on. But I think he said that he was pretty much impressed with PJ Dunn. I'm okay with PJ Walker starting again. Like I said, it just depends on how comfortable Cam is with the playbook, the cadences, the calls, and everything to, where obviously, as you saw today, need to get the timing down. on some passes. I know he only missed one, because he was like 3 for 4, but I think it was on like a little slant to DJ, I believe it was. But
yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely gonna come. I'm one to think that not only in practice, but when we get that bye week in a few weeks, I think a lot of the receivers gonna stay around the Cam. So
I would say I'm not totally against that. I think it's not a bad idea to have PJ start and then use Cam in packages. I think the only way you can go wrong is if the Cam never sees the field. So short yardage like this year, like this game, maybe extend that from the 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 3 and closer. Extend his package to like a 3rd and 5 or farther out, or maybe even get him in on 2nd down, just so he can start to get a feel of the situation. But I'm trying to win the game first and foremost. So if we can win by starting PJ and bringing Cam in like we did this game, then I'm totally fine with that.
All right, till Big Smooth come back on. The Jared, this is something we talked about in the 4-Man Rush chat. Says, how do you feel about the play of Chen this season? I get Chen somewhere along a C+ type of area. He hasn't played bad. He just hasn't had the big spectacular plays. But like I said, he's learning to be a full-time safety now. Even though in certain situations he do play up in the box, depending on. But I think he still can work on being better in coverage. But I definitely he's not too much out of place from what I've seen. So like I said, I would give him a C+, but trending in the right direction. What about you, JD?
It's harder to measure his impact on a game, going from linebacker to safety, because linebackers are allowed to attack the ball when they see something go. Safeties play safe. It's in the name of the position. So it's not encouraged to just attack the ball whenever you see something. So I think he's starting to learn a little bit more patience and learning to pick his spots at safety. I'll have to go back and look at some of his coverage reps. But he has the ability to, especially on college film, to play deep halves and play single high safety even. So I think this is a growing period for him. I think last year his impact on the game was much more obvious. In the pass game, covering tight ends, in the run game, filling his right gap in attacking and flying downfield, flying up the field. So I think it can be a little tough to measure his impact in contrast to that, but I think it's huge for his development in learning how to pick his spots better. And I think it's going to make him a better player at either position as we start to mature him and get him more snaps.
Yep, I totally agree with you. But JD, that's pretty much all the comments here. We're a little bit over an hour and 8 minutes here. It was just fun enjoying this game. Definitely looking seeing what the injury report looking like coming up this week. I know we're going to be facing Washington. Tomorrow night we will be doing our regular weekly podcast. You going to be available tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'll be here. I got that day off, so I'm gonna be doing film and all that good stuff all morning, and then I'll be here to record at night.
All right, so yeah, definitely make sure you guys come back here and join us tomorrow night. It'll be between 8 and 9. So just make sure you have your notifications on. I'll definitely as we preview the Week 11 matchup. This is Ron Rivera's return game to Charlotte. Riverboat Ron is coming back. He's bringing the Washington football team with him. They had a huge loss today. It seems that their star second-year defense end, Chase Young, has what appears to be a torn ACL. Wish him a speedy recovery. Definitely. But this, it's part of the game. Like I said, nobody shed us no tears when we had ours. So, hey, we wish you well. But, that's what, if having him not on allows us to take advantage to get a win, and so be it. It happens every Sunday. Injuries are a part of the game, whether we like it or not. But so yeah, we'll definitely be able to give a breakdown of the matchup against the Washington football team tomorrow. Any closing thoughts, JD, that you want to say about today?
Yeah, let me just say this. I don't think maybe at the beginning of the segment we did, but Shaq Thompson, bro, is playing like a young TD
Speak on
right
it.
now. He is the soul of this defense, and I don't think I can't believe we were talking about one point releasing him for the cap relief or trading him with the way he's playing now. He's just everywhere, bro. I've seen him even when he don't make the play. I'll be jumping up and down. Everybody around me is like, "Dude, what happened?" I was like, "Dude, you ain't see how he blew up that blocker? Did you not see that?" So, bro, Shaq Thompson is a joy to watch. I might be getting me a 7 jersey. Real talk.
Stop playing, bro.
Real talk.
Yeah, I know that. I know a lot of people are talking about the Shaq Thompson, contract here. Just to break it down real quickly, Shaq's only making. He's only costing us $8 million on the cap this year. Next year, that's going to more than double. Next year, $18.2 million. In 2023, $19.4 million. So the level of play that he's on, he needs to not only maintain it, but if he can take it up a couple more notches, I would feel justified with it. But his leadership and his energy is definitely is worth a lot of the value here. So uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. If he continues on this level and gets it up a few more notches, I feel just fine with that amount of money coming in. 'Cause like I said, with the new TV contract money, that's going to be really make these salary caps be a lot more in our favor starting in 2023. I'm not worried about it. Not worried about it at all. So, because you can't put a price on leadership. We saw that today. Saw that today. All right. Something he couldn't come on, but he'll definitely be on tomorrow night with our weekly podcast getting ready for Washington. Everybody else in the background, Monty Fetty, you know what I'm saying? Let me shout out Darren Collins, Vince Holmes, Noah Thornburg, Carnado Greg James. Uh, I don't think I don't left out anybody, have we? That's pretty much the squad, ain't it? All right,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
So,
That's the crew. That's the crew.
all right, good. So, yeah. So we appreciate you, fans. Definitely continue to follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter. Panther Twitter, y'all a fool. I'm just gonna say it like that. Definitely where I get a lot of my joy from the day is Panther Twitter, but definitely uh, Facebook, particularly in these Panther groups. Y'all, let's just say y'all definitely make each day interesting with the stuff y'all ask me to post and the stuff that you guys say. So definitely always entertaining. But at the end of the day, as long as the Panthers win, that's all that matters. Um, again, just want to thank everybody for their support of the 4-man rush. We on year 3 and some change. We're moving forward. Everything is trending in the right direction for us here at the 4-man rush as a platform here. We're definitely are being contacted more and more by other outside sources that have noticed us. So we just want to thank you guys for pushing us and getting us elevated to the point where we're becoming more and more known, not only regionally but nationally as well. So, want to make sure we thank you guys for that. All right. So again, thank everybody that joined us in tonight. Again, come check us out tomorrow. Like I said, check your notifications. Start around 8 p.m. between 8 and 9. We'll be doing our Week 11 matchup against the Washington football team. The return of Riverboat Ron. But that riverboat, I think, gonna get sunk in the Catawba River, this time around. So, nothing personal, Coach. Glad you beat Cancer, but we about to beat your team's ass next Sunday. So, so on behalf of everybody, 4-man rush, want to thank Big Smooth, my boy JD, you guys.